82, set, hut!
You're listening to the Blue 82 podcast, hosted by Craig and Nicholas. Please like and subscribe so we know that you like what we're doing. And now, let's talk football.
Blue 82!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Blue 82 podcast. I'm your host, Craig, with my co-host, Nicholas. And this is going to be episode 7. Draft week, it was exciting. So exciting that I lost my voice. Still trying to get it back. I'll be here on this episode talking a bit, but it's mostly going to be Nick talking. So I'll let him take it away, and I'll have some input every now and again, but it's mostly going to be him today.
All right, let's just make sure we can hear me first. Okay, we're good. All right, bet. So, like you said, it was draft weekend. What a weekend it was. Also, too, real quick, talk about other sports, because like I said, I'm a big sports fan. You're a little bit of a sports fan. I consider you a little bit of a sports fan.
Yeah,
you don't really watch hockey,
I just
basketball,
don't dabble in hockey, basketball, and soccer,
but you fuck with it every now and then.
yeah.
So I like watching the playoffs. So we had a lot of game 7s yesterday, Craig.
Really?
Yesterday alone we had 3. One in basketball. It was Golden State versus Sacramento Kings. Golden State pulled out. Steph Curry dropped 50 bomb to carry his team. It was insane. Most points ever put up in a game 7 in basketball. And then we also had the Seattle Kraken, which is like a brand new expansion team. I think you've heard about them probably.
Yeah.
And they just joined the league. I think 2 years ago they won their first playoff series now. They beat the defending Stanley Cup champions in game 7. Wild. At home too, or on the road too, I should say. Like Colorado was at home.
Jesus.
And then Boston put up like the best NHL record ever in history, right?
Yeah.
They were up 3-1 in this series and they lost it.
Oh, no.
Florida Panthers came back to beat them. It was a nutty game too. It was like Florida was up, I think 2-0, and then Boston came up, scored 3 straight goals. Florida scored 1, and they went to overtime, and then they scored again to win it. Just an insane week, a weekend of games.
That's
But
wild.
back to football, our biggest news was the quarterback market. We talked about it last episode. Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets. Finally went through. It was talked about for, I felt like, 2 weeks, almost a month maybe.
Dude, it was longer
about
than a
him
month.
going there.
It was like 2
It
months.
might have been even longer than, yeah, it might have been long. I felt like it was the whole free agency offseason until the draft, basically. He finally got traded. He got moved on. We talked about that. But the other biggest news that happened, I believe it was on the draft day, right? It was like earlier.
Literally like 2 hours before draft.
Because I feel like, too, I feel like someone said this, but I don't remember who on Twitter or something, but I feel like the NFL gets very upset when news takes away from like what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if the Super Bowl's on that week, Tom Brady can't retire. You fucking move on, do
Right.
something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of weird that this came out, but it came out before the draft, so I feel like it was probably okay with the NFL, whatever. But Lamar Jackson signed his contract, Craig. Let me pull up his contract real quick. I want to say it was 5 years, like 267 million, something like that, almost. But let me pull that up real quick.
I think so.
It was 5. It's 5 years, 260 million, 185 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of 52 million. In 2023, he'll earn a base salary of 32 million with a cap hit of 32.4. That was a loud ass video.
I had to make sure that it was still working this time. Sorry.
But yeah,
it was very similar to Jalen Hurts' contract.
Yeah, he
It
signed
was just
for,
a little more expensive.
for 265 years, basically.
Yeah.
Big fucking contract.
About time.
For sure, about time. But yeah, that's that.
I think it's good because now the Ravens can move on and kind of look back towards football and not worry about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like now you know who your guy is. Now you got to build around him and figure it out now.
We kind of expected this because we knew like as soon as OBJ went there, he had to have been there. But apparently they said that the Jalen Hurts contract came out and they knew that they had to beat it. So that's what they did. And I guess that was, it kind of set the market, and I think it allowed Lamar to get signed.
So he's going to be signed till 31. So I feel like a lot of these contracts take you to like what, 30, 31 around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so big contracts. I think that's it for the news. I don't know if anything else has come out, has there?
I mean, there was one trade, but I feel like that kind of coincides with the draft that we can talk about. Maybe the
Wait,
Eagles
what trade?
running
The
back.
Eagles trade?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was during the draft. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
Trying to look here. I don't. Free agent signings. Let's see. I don't think there's been anything else really. Latavius Murray signed with Buffalo for 1 year.
I saw that.
Other than that, no, those looks like punters,
I
running
think
backs,
Jarek
backup
McKinnon's
backs.
coming back.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he did sign with the Chiefs right there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we're good to move on here. Let me fix the quality on the stream so I can actually read this.
Um,
You got something else?
I don't know if we mentioned John Mechie coming back, but
Oh yes, he beat what is
yeah.
that? Cancer, leukemia, I think it
Yeah.
was.
he's
Shout out to
a
that guy.
he's officially back on the field in Houston, so that's
Was
good.
he a second round pick or second round, right?
I almost want to say
Second
a
or first?
first.
I can't remember if he was second or first, but if you don't know, he's a Texans draft pick. He basically sat out the whole season, his whole rookie season, so he never even played. I don't think he even went to training camp, did he? I'm not
I
too
don't think
sure.
so. Oh, he was
But basically sat out the whole year.
round 2,
and
pick 12.
Okay, so he was a second round pick. Okay. But yeah, he basically sat out his whole rookie season, so hopefully he can come back and be healthy and hopefully he's good now.
Yep.
Also, he went to Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But alright. You ready to get in the draft then?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so first round draft, here we go. The first pick, as you remember, the Carolina Panthers traded up for this with the Bears. A lot of discussion here about who was going to be the pick. I feel like we talked about this plenty of times already. I feel like what we always mentioned, like this wasn't like a Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. It felt like,
Yeah.
in a sense, it seemed like it was going to be Bryce Young, but it never felt like it was a guarantee that it will be the number 1 pick.
Just
But
because everybody has like a different QB1. Like some say it's Bryce, some say it's CJ. You know what I mean? Like there's been that argument the whole time.
then
like,
there was that article the week of the draft that Will Levis is telling people he's going to Carolina.
Yeah.
Like I don't
yeah,
know if that's true or not, but that's fucking wild. Like
Yeah.
that even came out that happened, but yeah, the Carolina Panthers, they picked Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama. You can click on the arrow there. I'm not sure what it was going to show you.
All right.
Does it show you like his stats or whatever? Like,
No,
what's
it
show
just
you?
shows like his analysis, size
Okay.
concern.
Who gives a shit about Bucky Brooks things?
Bucky Brooks. Oh no, go back. Oh no, we're good.
Jesus. All right, but yeah, so Bryce Young, he was the first overall pick. Like Bucky Brooks said, size was definitely a concern with Bryce Young here, but the talent was there. I also feel like his injury concern might be an issue too. I feel like he's almost in the same boat as Tua, like a little bit banged up.
I think it was just 1 year though. I think the rest of the time he's been healthy.
That's good then. But size was definitely an issue with him.
Yeah.
I want to say he's like 5'10", isn't he? 5'9".
He's literally
5'9".
like Kyler Murray size, dude.
I feel like he's like is he skinnier than Kyler, like lighter?
I think so.
Yeah. So a little bit of concerns, but like I said, to me, size is definitely not an issue anymore in the NFL, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's like, do you want a bigger quarterback? Yes. And have we like in the past not seen smaller quarterbacks work out? Absolutely. But it doesn't happen till it happens, right? Like we could easily see him break the mold and become one of these guys. And I think what helps Bryce is the fact that he is a throw first. Kyler Murray, I feel like, is a run first. You know what I mean? Like Kyler Murray wants to do more with his legs. So I feel like the fact that Bryce isn't like that is going to help him.
I feel like a lot of these quarterbacks now are basically mobile. Like you're not like the sense
100%.
like a Lamar, like you're
Yeah.
running around type of thing.
But you're not
definitely
Tom
more
Brady.
mobile than like there's no more statues, I feel like, in NFL anymore.
No, not anymore.
Like if you give a guy like man coverage and nobody's accounting for the quarterback, anyone
He
can
can
run it
run,
now, it
yeah.
feels like. You're not gonna see Peyton Manning like running slow as fuck anymore. But I like the pick. Do you like the pick?
I do.
You hate it? Like it? You
No,
like it?
I like it. I like it. I like it for them. I think it'll work out. They got a young team, but you know what's funny? They could literally play to win the division this year.
Yeah, I mean that division sucks.
No, I know.
If
But
Bryce Young's like
but they did make some
anywhere
good
near,
moves. And if Bryce is good, then I
yeah,
could
like
see
if
him.
Bryce is like a star rookie year, they might make the playoffs, might make a run, win a game. Who knows? Anything can happen in the NFL. But moving on, our second overall pick here. This was like a toss up. I feel like everyone was saying Will Anderson,
Uh,
Tyree Wilson was going here.
we heard Will Levis.
Yeah, like a lot of weird names, and CJ Stroud was getting like we talked about it. We had in the last episode as well. Like CJ Stroud had a lot of dirt being thrown on his name. Blah 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 blah. All the outside bullshit. Who cares? The Texans end up pulling the trigger on CJ Stroud.
So
This is another one from a quarterback from Ohio State. I should say that too. But this is real quick. I'm just gonna say a lot of people that were saying the Texans weren't gonna draft a quarterback make zero sense to me, Craig. Because when you have the chance to get one, why like you're not gonna not draft them? Because when I like how I talked about it before, like me and you, when we play our franchise modes, we can skip the quarterback because we have 10,
yeah,
20 years to play the series out. These guys have like 2 years at most to make something happen. Otherwise, their job's on the line.
yeah.
And a
And
quarterback's the most important part. You can't just skip it and hope next year you get another top pick because you're probably gonna get fired if you have another top pick.
not only that, like the organization knew that the fans couldn't go another year watching Davis Mills or Case Keenum, so it's like they had to do something. Here's the thing, Nick. We heard all the speculations of who it was going to be. I think it was CJ Stroud the whole time. They just were very good about not letting it get leaked. You know what I mean? And like these kind of coincide the 2 and 3 pick to me because everybody's talking about how the Texans gave up too much for Will Anderson. But technically, in my mind, it wasn't for Will Anderson. It was so that you could get CJ and Will Anderson, right? Like, if they would have picked Will Anderson too, they would have had to pay even more to get to 3 to get CJ. So they had to pick CJ at 2 so that they could pay less to get Will Anderson. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that people are saying we paid too much, but we paid the going rate for a quarterback to move up in a draft. The 49ers did it and gave up more a couple years ago for Trey Lance, right? So it's like we paid the going price. You know what I mean?
100%. I'm trying to see real quick here. Can I scroll down?
But I do like this pick for the Texans. You couldn't go another year without a quarterback. It would have been ridiculous. What are you looking for?
When was the draft? On the 29th?
Yeah. 27th.
Okay.
27th.
27th? Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm trying to find the trade so I can.
Real quick, while you're doing that, unplug your mic and plug it back in because it's doing the thing. Technical difficulty stream.
Hello?
Yep. You're good.
Okay. So I found the trades. Here we go. Okay. So we had the CJ Stroud, the draft pick here. I liked it. I think real quick, these had these 2 back-to-back picks. I talked about it with you. You have the quarterback on the offense to build around. Will Anderson now is your guy on the defense to build around. You actually have something to look forward to as a Texans fan, as an owner, as a GM, as a coach. These are your 2 guys, and everyone else has to now fit around them, basically, right?
Yep.
So the Texans ended up going from pick 12 to pick 3 here. So the trade was officially now. So the Texans got the first overall pick. It was Will Anderson. The fourth round pick 105.
Okay.
Doesn't say who it is. I don't know what happened there, but whatever. So Arizona then gets
Hold on.
the 2024 first round pick,
Yeah.
and that says it's Houston's pick. So you guys still have a first round pick next year, but it won't be your own. I kind of don't like that it was your first round pick in the sense that if you guys suck again, which again could be very likely,
Yeah.
is going to go to Arizona, which sucks, but you do have the Broncos first round pick in a sense that you still have a first round pick, so it's not that bad, but it definitely hurts a lot,
No,
in my opinion.
it sucks, and I still don't know if that's right because I've seen literally conflicting reports all over the place that we gave up ours. I've seen we gave up the Browns, so it's like I really don't even know which one we gave up. I feel like I would have rather given up the Browns, but I think also if you think about it from a fan perspective and like a GM perspective, you have to give up your own in that scenario. Because if you don't,
Yeah,
you're saying that you're not going to be good, right? You know what I mean? And I feel like that puts a bad taste in people's mouths. So I feel like that's why they gave up their own, not because they think it's going to be better or worse. I think it's more that aspect. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it. Like I said, it's not do or die because you still have a first round pick from the Browns,
Yeah.
but it's just it hurts. You also gave up a 2024 third round pick, and obviously you guys gave up the 12th overall pick,
Yeah.
and then you gave up a second for this year as well. So with that said,
So we essentially gave up a first, second, and a third, which I don't think
yeah,
is terrible. You know what I mean? Like if we do end up in the top 5 next year, the Texans pick, then you essentially
I mean,
got back the pick that you used. You know what I mean? So it's like
when was Trey Lance drafted?
2020.
Hold on.
Didn't they give
No,
up
like what
3?
pick?
They gave up 2 firsts.
Yeah,
He was
yeah. Hold
drafted
on, I'm trying
5th, I
to.
think, or
Was he
3rd.
fifth? Fifth
I,
or third? I
I
think.
almost want to say it was 3rd.
I think it was third. Yeah, because we had your pick. Yeah, it was third. So from that Lamar Chunzo trade, we had your pick that year. And the 49ers to go from pick 12 to 3 was 2 first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he paid 1 first and a second. That's not bad. And a third.
Yeah. And what was their they paid 2 first and that was it, or was it more?
I think it was 2 first and maybe some extra picks on
Yeah.
top.
Gotcha.
I don't know the
So
whole details. I just know it was 2 first.
that's why I say like we pretty much paid the going rate. Like if you want to move up that many spots, that's how much it's going to cost. Like it is what it is.
Yep.
They got
I
their
wanna say
guys at
this,
the end of the day.
this wasn't a trade here, right? This is their own pick, it looks like.
Yeah.
So this was the Colts. They decided to go with quarterback from Florida, Anthony Richardson.
I love that.
I want to say too, yeah, we went 4 for 4 in the first round, by the way, with our first ever mock draft. And when I was watching this with Janine, I was like, "Let's fucking go!" Like me and Craig out here pulling like analyst type
Yeah.
shit. Don't even do this shit. But obviously, we didn't have Will Anderson going to the Texans because we
Yeah.
didn't do trades. But to pick the guys going in the right spots is still.
Did you see the mock
still a feat
draft
of
the night
himself.
before? Daniel Jeremiah predicted this happening.
What, the trade?
Yeah, he literally had us taking CJ Stroud at 2 and then trading at 3 to get Will Anderson. And then it literally happens on draft night.
That's pretty fucking nutty. I think Daniel Jeremiah too. Like his top 50 that we were looking at. Remember the top 50 players? I want to say
Yeah.
like 40 of them, 39 of them were picked in the first like 50 picks,
Jesus.
which is pretty
Yeah.
fucking crazy in itself too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but yeah, so Colts got Anthony Richardson. He feels like he's like a project type quarterback from what I've heard, from what I've seen. Big arm, athletic dude, but just he's not fully there yet. It doesn't seem like,
Yeah.
especially with the accuracy. Almost kind of reminds you of with Josh Allen, kind of like the big arm and the
Yeah.
mobility.
Doesn't have a lot of experience yet.
So I'm curious to see if they actually bench him, like kind of let him sit. But
I think they don't have a
Who's to
better
say?
quarterback, so they're gonna
That's
have
what
to
I'm
let him
saying,
play.
like, it's gonna be kind of throw you out there to the wolves and hope
Yeah.
you do something. But I don't know. That team isn't terrible. Like their O-line's like one of the most expensive in the league. They got Jonathan Taylor. But it's not. It might not be the worst situation, but again, you're still have to learn how to play it as an NFL quarterback, which is a
Yeah.
lot.
100%.
But I like the pick. I'm not against it. This was the what is this? Denver to Seattle. This is the trade that already happened with the Russell Wilson one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Seattle Seahawks end up getting quarterback from Illinois, Devin Witherspoon. I don't know much about him, so I'm not really gonna comment on it. But from what I've seen,
Towards the end
he's
of
one
the
of the
draft,
top. He's like one of the top corners.
yeah, towards the end of the draft, he pretty much became the number one corner in the draft.
That's good then. This is kind of like not like a shocking pick, but like wow, like they went that way kind of thing.
I was thinking it was going to be Jalen Carter.
That's what I was thinking, like getting a pass rusher or Tyree. Like we
Yeah.
had Tyree Wilson going here too in our mocks a couple times. But I don't hate it. You got Tyreek Woolen, right? The corner that's
Yeah.
also I think in year 2 now? He was a
Yeah,
rookie, right?
he was a rookie.
With CJ Gardner, Caesar Sauce Gardner, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you get 2 young corners. I mean, the NFL is a passing league. Like if he works out, that could be a deadly defense too.
Legion of Boom coming back.
I mean, exactly. So this is the Cardinals here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So this was LA to Detroit to Arizona. So I'm assuming this was from the Jared Goff trade.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and then Arizona traded up to get.
So let's see here. So Arizona gets the first round picks, number 6. They take Paris Johnson, as you can see right there. He's the tackle from Ohio State, right? Yeah. So then 2023, they get a 3rd round pick as well. So first 6 overall, they got Paris Johnson, and then the 2023 3rd. Detroit ends up getting a 2023 first. We'll talk about the pick later, and then they got a 2nd as well, and then they got a 5th. So Detroit makes out with what, a pick swap. Basically, you go from 6 to 12. Arizona picks up a 3rd, and then Detroit picks up a 2nd and a 5th. Pretty good trade back, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, because you're only moving down 6 spots, and you pick up a 2nd and
I feel like
5th for it.
the Cardinals definitely won this trade, but it's not like a bad trade.
Yeah, I don't hate it. So, like I said, pick 6 is a Paris Johnson Jr. I want to say he's one of the top tackles in his draft, top offensive lineman in general. Also, too, I don't know if you saw it, but let me pull it up.
Kyler wanted a tackle.
Yeah, Kyler wanted. I don't know if you saw it, that he wanted. Where is it? Hold on, I know I have it here. Where is it? He wanted in 2021. He wanted Creed Humphrey, right?
Yeah.
They didn't get him. In 2020, he wanted Tristan Wirfs. They didn't get him, right?
Yep.
So that's why I was jokingly saying like Kyler Murray's a future O-line scout here or something. 'Cause Jesus. But obviously now he wanted Paris Johnson. They do get him for him, so hopefully that helps out. We've mentioned it a couple of times too when we're doing our mock drafts. Like you can't go wrong with a pick on this team. They need everything.
Yeah. I think that's why it's really good that they traded out of 3, because you get a little bit of value. You know what I mean? You get some extra picks.
Well, you get an extra 1st round pick now, right?
Yeah.
So that's huge. Now going next year, they have 2 1st round picks. Again, if Kyler Murray doesn't work out, which again, he's another question mark. Who knows, right?
He'll be gone next year. They're getting Caleb Williams. That's what I'm saying.
They could easily trade up, get Caleb Williams, and move on from fucking Kyler. But moving on here, we now have the Las Vegas Raiders. It was so funny too, because Janine was like banging the table like she wanted them to take Jalen Carter, and I was like, babe, they can't.
Yeah.
I was like, babe, they can't take a question mark. Their 1st round picks have been so bad that they need somebody they need like one of those like guarantees. You know what I mean?
And even then, I still don't know if they got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know, but they needed someone that they could feel safe with, because their 1st round picks have been bad.
Yeah. That's why I knew they weren't going to take Jalen Carter.
But as number 7, they take Tyree Wilson, the edge from Texas Tech. We had him going a bit earlier, but again, we don't know fuck all. So
it's hard because you at the end of the day, Nick, like I think we would have been right on our mock drafts on a lot of picks. But doing what the Texans did, I think threw off a lot of the draft, and it kind of sent the teams in a panic. You know what I mean? Like people expected teams to move up to 3, but it was for a quarterback, not for Will Anderson. So I think that kind of threw a couple people off and kind of didn't know what they wanted to do.
100%, I agree with you. Excuse me. Can you just scroll down here? Like scroll down to what pick we're on at 8,
Yeah.
just so we can see more picks here. I'll have to wait a second for this delay. There we go. So, the Atlanta Falcons at number 8. They take running back Bijan Robinson from Texas. Craig had this. He was telling me before. He's like, I think the Falcons gonna do it. I was kind of in doubts because I don't believe a running back is worth it at number 8, especially. But I mean, it makes sense, I guess, as they were the number 1 running team last year and they want to get it better. But
Yeah.
this team on paper still sucks, in my opinion. They could have used a tackle, could have used defensive lineman, could use anything. Honestly, the quarterback too is a very big question mark with Desmond Riddler. So who knows what happens with the Falcons, but I think this is a bad pick in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, to be
I
honest,
just don't see the value for a running back at 8.
yeah, their O-line is actually not bad at all. They have probably a top 3 O-line in the league now, I think. So I think if Bijan turns out to what everybody expects Bijan to turn out, it's a fine pick. But looking at it now, it's like running back at 8 in this league. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't see the value. Like, I don't think you'll see the value for it.
it was just Arthur Smith wanting to get another Derrick Henry, and he got him.
Like I said, I don't like it just because of the value of it, but it is what it is.
Talk about a
So
value
pick
pick.
9. Pick 9 here. We have a bunch of trades that went through, so pulling this up. This was originally, it says here, Carolina to Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is this the... Oh, this is the pick where they traded up from the first, right? Originally?
Yeah, they traded, they swapped this pick for the first, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the trade that happened a long time ago where they went from pick 9 all the way up to first.
Yeah.
So the Bears trade this pick to the Eagles. I can't speak. So the Eagles get first round pick. They get Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle from Georgia, and then Chicago Bears they get a 4th, and then they get pick 10.
Yeah.
So you swapped what, 1 pick and then you get a 4 for it?
Yeah.
I mean,
For Jalen Carter, that's a steal for the Eagles.
it's just a weird trade, like 1 pick and then you get a 4 for it. But
Well, my thing is I guess unless the Bears had other offers and somebody else wanted to jump up for Jalen
that's what I'm
Carter,
assuming. I'm assuming there was other offers,
but
because
it makes me
there's
think.
no way you move up 1 spot without having some kind of info, right?
But the fact that it was only a 4th, it makes me think that nobody was interested, and Philly just wanted to make sure they got their guy. And the Bears are like, "Fuck, we can get an extra 4th and move down 1 spot. Why not? Because we're not taking Jalen Carter." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like maybe they got baited, but who knows? It is what it is. You got your guy. They got Jalen Carter, defensive tackle from Georgia. This was arguably the first overall pick in the draft for some people at the beginning, but a lot of off-field issues, coaching issues apparently. So I think it's a good pick in the sense that he goes to a team that probably can handle this type of situation. He has former teammates on there.
Yeah.
Also, too, it feels like the Eagles know what they're doing, so maybe they can right the ship with this guy.
Apparently, the only person that could keep Jalen Carter in check was Jordan Davis, which is who the Eagles drafted last year. So I think reuniting them two is going to be big. The Eagles already have a good culture, so I think that's going to help Jalen Carter. So this pick is just such a good pick for the Eagles, man. Like, the fact that the league keeps letting things like this happen for the Eagles is crazy. They're literally running like it seems like they're running a Madden organization right now. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff they pull out of their ass is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a good pick for them. I'll have to see if he can figure it out not on the field, like off the field, I guess. So the Bears here. This goes from the Saints to Philly to the Bears. I don't know what that first trade was about. I can't remember that one.
Which one? New Orleans to Philly?
The Saints to Philly. I don't know which one that would have been. I can't think of it.
That wasn't the.
But But the Chicago Bears, what you're thinking real quick, the Darnell, they get, my God, I can't speak. They get Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. Again, I don't know much about this guy. I don't watch college football that much, so a lot of people had him as a top, like a top tackle. But again, I have no idea. I feel like tackle and offensive lineman are one of the hardest ones to draft.
Yeah. So prior to the 2022 NFL draft, the Eagles traded pick 18 for pick 16. Oh, remember last year the Eagles had like 3 first rounders? The Saints got 2 of those for a first round next year. So the Saints got pick 16 and 19 last year, and the Eagles got 18, a first this year, a second next year, and a couple other picks last year.
Okay.
So the Saints got 2 first and then gave up 2 first. So that's how they ended up with this. That's how the Eagles ended up with this pick this year.
So I'm just looking at it real quick here. Daniel Jeremiah, the NFL Network analyst, he had Daniel Wright as number 15 on his Big 50 board.
What lineman did he have in front of him? Was it Peter and Paris Johnson, or was he number 2?
Let's scroll up. I think. Yeah. Okay. So it was Peter Stronsky.
Yeah. Who got taken the next pick?
I think it's him. So he's number 2 offensive lineman on his board. He says that he held his own more than held his own against Alabama and Will Anderson in the run game.
Yeah.
So, and then if he can stop Will Anderson, one of the top defensive ends in the league or in the class, then I'm sure he's not that bad.
Yeah, no, he's solid.
But the Tennessee Titans here, I want to talk about potential quarterback here. Moving on from what's his name, Malik
Willis.
Malik Willis, yes. Was the second round pick from last year?
Second, third.
Or third round, whatever, my bad, sorry. Second, third, somewhere around there. But Peter Skronsky, the offensive tackle from Northwestern. Like I said, there's talks of Will Levis, potentially Anthony Richardson if he fell. But they decide to go offensive lineman, which again, this is a team that the window's shut. And maybe it's open a smidge, but the way it's going, I don't think so.
I think they were going to trade up to 3 to get Anthony Richardson. But
the Will Anderson trade happened.
The Texans, I think, outbid them.
Potentially. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like I said, this is a team that it seems like that window's closed now. You got Tannehill, seems like he's on his way out. Derrick Henry might be on his way out still, who knows. But we have now pick 12. So like I said, this was the Deshaun Watson trade. Then obviously they go to the pick goes to Houston. Then it goes to Arizona with the trade up, and then it goes to
Detroit with the trade down.
So yeah, we already talked about this one. So this one happened, it seems like right here. It was before the Philadelphia trade.
It was pick 6.
They got the 2nd and the 5th.
Yeah.
And then the Cardinals got a 3rd.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So it's just that on this sheet here, it looks like that pick came in before the Eagles one.
Gotcha.
Somehow, I don't know.
Wait,
whatever.
It did. Because it happened at pick 6.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
My bad. It's because you're looking at pick 12. But anyway, so this was my second least favorite pick in the draft. So the Lions.
It's funny. It involves another running back. Carry on.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, running back from Alabama. It just seems like this was a wasted pick, in my opinion. You had one of the worst defenses last year, and you drafted a running back where you have a guy that you just signed. And then also too, you have another pick from Georgia, the running back. What's his name?
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift. So it just seems like a wasted pick in my opinion, but
apparently they were saying that somebody in this mid-range was going to pick Jahmyr Gibbs and he wasn't going to make it out, but I just don't see that. I think even then you could have got Jahmyr Gibbs at 18 and then got Christian Gonzalez at 12. But again, apparently somebody was going to trade up here and take Jahmyr Gibbs, so that's why they took him. I don't know.
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah.
It felt like
They should have taken Christian Gonzalez at 12 and then Jameer Gibbs at 18 if you wanted Gibbs that bad.
yeah. I mean, I don't like the draft pick from the Lions this season or from this
Yeah.
year. Seems like they were just reaching a lot, but we'll see what happens. I don't see value in running backs in first rounds. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
It feels like guys in rounds 2, 3, and even 4 can get you value versus a guy that literally is in the first round. Like especially with one of the worst defenses. But moving on here, this was part of the Aaron Rodgers trade. They just swapped first round picks. Green Bay drafts Lucas Van Ness, linebacker from Iowa. I was actually watching the Pat McAfee show, and they had J.J. Watt on there, and they're basically saying like, "How do you feel with him being compared to you?" And he was like, "Well, he's another white guy playing defensive end. It's gonna happen." Honestly, it's honestly true.
One of my buddies was telling me that this guy only played on third downs. That would worry me. Picking a guy at 13 that only played like on specific pass rushing scenarios. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of weird.
Alright, I'm looking at it right now on Daniel Jeremiah's draft board. He has him at number 14, which is pretty high.
Yeah.
He says, is a power offensive lineman, versatility, stand up, blah, 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 blah. But it says right here, for some reason, he didn't start at Iowa. That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying. He only played on
Overall,
third downs.
Van Ness has ideal traits, and his best football is ahead of him. So,
Yeah.
a little bit questionable, I
Yeah.
guess, but
Because he wasn't a starter. He literally was just like a pass rush guy and literally came in
like
on
a
third
pass rush
downs.
specialist, basically. Yeah.
Which
I mean,
can work, but I don't know about at 13, but we'll see.
it can work in NFL, but it's not gonna happen. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta play fucking runs too. Like, unless you're like a veteran, like 38 years old, where you can just come in for pass rushes, yeah, maybe then. But as a pick 13, you gotta be playing every down. So now we have the Steelers, another trade here.
Who jumped the
This
Jets?
This trade here was pick 14, basically a pick swap. So New England goes from 14 to 17, but they pick up a 4th round pick. Excuse me. So Pittsburgh gets Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. Like you said, they jumped the Jets. It seemed like this is the guy the Jets were going after,
Yeah.
and they got fucked.
Yep.
So we said Darnell Wright was second, Paris Johnson's third. So this was the 4th offensive lineman that Daniel Jeremiah had. He had him at 17 overall. He said overall Jones got better every week. I feel like his best football is ahead of him. He said he does have trouble adjusting in space because he's too aggressive. He has the upper power to turn and torque defenders over his face at point of attack. So we'll see. I think again, like the Steelers almost seem like they're on par with like the Ravens in a sense that they just don't really miss draft picks, it feels like.
That and they're never not competitive.
Yeah, they always seem like they got decent teams. Even when you count them out, they just somehow win 8 games, 9 games, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But we'll see. Like you said, the Jets
The Steelers had
that guy.
the Steelers had a really good draft this year. But yeah, the Jets definitely wanted Broderick Jones.
So the Jets ended up getting Will McDonald, the 4th.
So
I think that's the 4th.
this pick was a
an edge.
question mark to me at first, but there's a lot of people coming out saying that he is going to be good, that it was kind of slept on. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a bad pick looking at it now. Apparently, he at Iowa State was playing more as like a D tackle and going up against bigger guys when he's not a big guy. So I think if they move him to the pure edge, he'll be a lot better, which I think is what they're going to do.
Yeah, so this was the edge from Iowa State. Dan Jeremiah says right here that he played defensive end in Iowa State's 3-man front, but often aligning on the inside shoulder offensive tackle. He said it isn't ideal for some of his guys' size and skill set. When he loosened up on the edge, he is more natural and disruptive. He has an explosive first step and uses his hands to control the wrist of
Wow.
blockers before dipping or ripping around their outside shoulder.
It's almost like I just said that.
I know. I was just.
That's funny. No. Yeah.
I was just reiterating like basically what you're saying. That
Yeah.
adding on because this is a guy that literally watches this shit. So it's
Yeah.
like I trust his opinion. I'm not saying I don't like trust yours. But I'm just saying
No.
if he's saying it too, then we're onto something here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, we'll have to see. The Jets already had a pretty good defense last year, already adding to it. So we'll have to see how it works out. Moving on here to Washington Commanders, they get Emmanuel Forbes, the cornerback from Mississippi State. I feel like there was probably better ones on the board.
You had Christian Gonzalez still there, brother. Like,
yeah,
easily the number 1 or 2 cornerback in this draft, and you take Emmanuel Forbes. I don't know. I didn't like it.
The top corners, according to Daniel Jeremiah, were Devin Witherspoon, cornerback. And then scroll down. Excuse me. I just want to say what was it? Devin Witherspoon was like top 6. Yeah. I'm already at top 20 and I don't see another one yet.
Really?
So it seems like, yeah, so Dory Porter was 20. And then Deontay Banks was 24.
You sure you didn't miss Christian Gonzalez?
Unless he's above him, maybe. I'll check. Let's see. No, he has 1, 2. Oh, Christian Gonzalez, my bad, was at 11. So 6, 11, and then it was 20. And then Banks. I don't know if he's in the top. Is he in the top 50? Is he 50? 40? Keely Ringo.
That dude fell like a motherfucker.
He did.
So based off how long it's taken you to look, Emmanuel Forbes was a reach.
Oh, here he is. He's 34.
Yeah.
I've skipped him. Okay. Yeah, it was going off of what I just saw, it was what, like 6, 11, 20, 24, and then 30. 34.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's I'd say what, like the 4th, 5th, maybe 6th corner in this ranking here.
Yeah.
So definitely was a reach here. Again, I wasn't a fan of this one. New England ends up picking up Christian Gonzalez here, cornerback from Oregon. I want to say he was like 11, right?
Yeah.
On the ranking overall. So it seems like he's almost like a guaranteed he should be a fucking shutdown corner, right?
Yep.
Says he's a very willing and physical tackler against the run. Overall, Gonzalez gave up some plays early in the 2022 campaign, but he improved through the year and should be a quality day 1 starter quarterback.
And New England needed a cornerback bad.
I think AFC as a whole, you need cornerbacks bad. Like, honestly, you got Mahomes, fucking Herbert, Burrow.
At this point, Nick, you can
Aaron Rodgers now, Lamar.
At this point, Nick, just say every quarterback because that's what it seems like.
Yeah, all the good quarterbacks are literally playing in one conference, basically. Yeah. But again, I like that pick for New England. Seems like Bill Belichick actually went with a good pick for once. All those other picks seem like they're weird as fuck. I mean, they got drafted a kicker and a punter. I just want to say that.
Oh, I know.
Moving on, number 18, the Lions get Jack Campbell, linebacker from Iowa. This is another one that people were saying was a reach. That he might have been even a 2nd round pick, right?
It was, I think.
But I mean, at the same time, I think even if it's a reach, I feel like this is probably a need for them because, like I said, their defense
it's
is
definitely better than the Jahmyr Gibbs pick.
Yeah, I like this one than I do the Jahmyr Gibbs one. Like, I'm trying to find him if he's on the top 50. He is number 49. Just made it in.
Yeah. They could have gotten him at the 2nd round. They could have even, if they weren't sold on the guy, anybody at 12 or 18, they could have traded both of those picks down to the later rounds, gotten Jack Campbell and Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, I don't know, man.
Just reading this here, he says he is excellent at sniffing out screens and has size slash speed to carry tight ends down the seam. He does have some issues redirecting in space, both in coverage and run support. So, which kind of sucks because I feel like at this point in the NFL, you need to either be a coverage guy or you need to fucking be able to do
Yeah.
everything on the run game, especially as a linebacker. Um, Moving on here at number 19, Tampa Bay, they get Khalij Kalaji Kansi, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh.
They needed everything, so this isn't a bad pick.
Yeah, I mean, you got Tom Brady retiring, and yeah, you're now in shambles. You have no idea what to do. You basically need everything. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have anything else to add. Do you have anything?
Nope.
Yeah. So moving on, can you scroll down a bit more now? So moving on at number 20, Seattle Seahawks, they get Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver from Ohio State. This is where the run of wide receivers just started popping off.
This was a steal of a pick, in my opinion.
It was a little bit of I feel like a curveball. You you could see it maybe happening, but you're like, really? Like they already got DK, they got Tyler Lockett. Maybe don't really need a wide receiver, but
I think when you think about how JSN plays and the fact that he plays in the slot mostly, it makes a lot of sense because you put Tyler Lockett on the outside for the deep ball.
oh, 100%.
DK,
Yeah.
same thing. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba can literally own the middle of the field. So I love this pick. Like it's definitely a curveball. Like when it first happens, but when you think about it, you're like, holy shit, that's a great pick, especially at 20. He was projected to go like
Yep.
12, 13, 9. Like,
He says here he lined up primarily in the slot. He did get some work on the outside. He was very productive playing alongside Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave for Ohio State in 2021, but he missed all but 3 games of 2022 due to injury. He doesn't have ideal top speed, but he gets to full speed very quickly. Very polished as a route runner, winning on defenders and quickly getting in and out of breaks. But it says basically strong hands, thrives in the middle of the field, can pluck balls, blah 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 blah. Reminds him of Amon St. Brown. So that's a pretty good player to be compared to. Like you said, it was a curveball pick in my opinion, but DK and Tyler Lockett on the outside, and you're just running free in the middle. Like it's almost like pick your poison. Like,
yeah.
Definitely like the pick though. Like I said, it's just one of those ones like you can say it's a curveball.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers. They end up drafting Quinton Johnston, sorry, wide receiver from TCU. I've heard that on the NFL Network they're saying that he's basically the same size as what's his name? The guy they already have as a wide receiver.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams. Sorry, I couldn't think of his name. They're basically saying he's like almost the same size as him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's not. He's got him at number 30 here. He says he uses a variety of releases to defeat press coverage and gains ground in a hurry with his long, powerful stride. Oh, I didn't know if I said it, but at number 9, he had number 19, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Okay.
But yeah, he says right here too. After the catch, he reminds me of Mike Williams. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess if you want two Mike Williams, one of them's gonna stay healthy, right?
that's very true. Very true.
But yeah, again, this almost is like the Seahawks in the sense that you have Keenan Allen, now you also have Quinton Johnson, and then you also have Mike Williams. So again, pick your poison. And then if they do still hold on to Austin Eckler, which seems like they could, maybe they don't. We'll see a trade maybe in a few weeks. Who knows? But that's a pretty good offense.
Oh yeah.
Justin Herbert should be thriving, not fucking dying.
Yep.
Moving on, 22, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar gets his help. They get Zay Flowers, wide receiver from Boston College. So now they finally have a wide receiver to go with OBJ, and then the guy that always gets hurt that Craig was telling me was going to be good, but he wasn't. Yeah, Rashad Bateman, OBJ, and Zay Flowers. That's a pretty good wide receiver.
And Mark Andrews, yep.
True, Mark Andrews is also a tight end running wide receiver basically. But yeah, I'm trying to find him. He has him at 22 here, so he had him above the guy that the Quinton Johnston. So he says here, undersized wideout with outstanding quickness, ball skills, and production. I want to say he's like, was he like 5'10", maybe 5'9"? Like he's a smaller guy.
Who?
Let's see, wait, does it show his height right here?
Zay
Zay
Flowers? Yeah,
Flowers?
he's smaller. I want to say he's like 5'8".
He is, yeah, 5'9", so he is a smaller guy. So yeah, so this is probably what their deep threat maybe, and then you got OBJ as the route runner veteran, and then you got Bateman, whatever Bateman can kind of do, and then you got Andrews kind of roaming in the middle.
Yeah.
Pretty good offense, I feel like on paper. Hopefully they start throwing the ball more than running it. He says here he tracks the deep ball with ease, so there you go. He's outstanding on jet sweeps because of his quickness and making miss ability. Overall, Flowers' only flaw is his lack of size and bulk. He reminds me of T.Y. Hilton, so we'll see how that works out. T.Y. was a pretty good receiver for the
Oh
Colts
yeah.
in his day. So again, Minnesota Vikings. This was the one, like I said, I definitely could see them going wide receiver because they did miss. They did lose on
Adam Thielen.
what's his name? Yeah, Adam Thielen. Thank you.
And
So they get
even
Jordan
even with
Addison, wide
even
receiver
with
from USC.
even with Adam
Sorry.
Thielen, like there was a lot of pressure on Jay Jettas. So I think when you add a younger wide receiver like this, who is supposed to be a pretty good one, I think it's going to help Justin a lot.
Yeah, hopefully because Justin Jefferson about to get double team, triple team.
Yeah.
He better be good enough to get some one-on-one
Oh, yeah.
coverages. Like he's gonna be thriving. I don't know if he's on the top 50. I'm trying to find him.
He should be.
What's his name?
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. Do. I don't know. Oh, here he is. He's at 13. Wow, he even had him above
Yeah.
Jackson. Uh, Addison has average height and a narrow frame for the position. He winds up outside in the slot. Very smooth, polished route runner. Routinely changing tempo and efficiently getting in and out of the break point. Excellent play speed and can find another gear when the ball is in the air. Natural hand, doesn't need to gather himself before catching the ball on crossers. He says he has to get stronger on 50-50 balls. After the catch, he has excellent burst and wiggle. Overall, Addison should become a high volume pass catcher very early in his pro career. But again, like we said, you have Justin Jefferson on the other side, and then you also have the tight end too. What's his name?
Hawkinson.
Yeah, TJ Hawkinson. So he should definitely be getting like easy targets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully it works out. I think he's gonna be a lot of people, like a lot of people's early target for fantasy. I feel like.
Yeah.
Moving on here though, we got the New York Giants. They draft Deontay Banks, cornerback from Maryland. This was actually a trade too, so let me just look at this real quick. So, so the so what am I saying, Seahawks? So the Jacksonville Jaguars, they go from 24 to 25th. They also get a 5th round pick, which is Antonio Johnson, safety, and then they get a 7th round pick, which is Derek Parrish, defensive end. So what is that, a 7th and a 5th to go
Yeah.
down one spot. So they get Deontay Banks, like I said, with the 24th pick. What do you think of this?
I like it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think the Giants defense was pretty ass, right?
Oh yeah. They needed
No
help
offense.
for sure.
No offense. So he had him as at rank 24, which is funny because he did get drafted 24.
Yeah.
He says he has excellent height, bulk, length for the position, very physical in press coverage, routinely staggering and route-running wide receivers. He has an average change of direction skills. When he has to flip and open up, he does a nice job of staying on top of versus go balls, and he can locate the ball in the air. And off coverage, he has a little high in his pedal and waist steps in his plant and drive. To see his competitiveness, watch his block PAT against Ohio State. That was a return for a 2-point conversion. He doesn't take plays off. He is a physical and reliable tackler. Overall, Banks doesn't have an ideal fluidity, but he's tough and possesses ball skills.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he works out, that helps out their defense. which again, it seems like he's getting younger, but hopefully it's getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to say, what was it last year? They drafted fifth round or fifth overall. They got
Thibodeau.
yeah, and then they got Dexter Lawrence at the defensive tackle, one of the better ones in the league. So it seems like they're getting better. Here we go. This is another one I did not like. 25th, Buffalo Bills. They draft Dalton Kingclad, tight end from
Kincaid.
Utah. Oh, Kincaid. Sorry. You know I'm not good with names.
Oh, I know.
This is another trade. So all in all, they go from the Jacksonville Jaguars go from 24th to 25th, get a fifth or seventh. They then go from 25th to the 27th, and they get a fourth. So a fourth, fifth, and seventh
That's
to
amazing.
move back. What is that? 5, 6,
Yeah.
3 spots.
Yeah.
3 spots. They get 3 picks for it. So yeah, so they get Kingclad here, the tight end. I think this pick sucks because what's the fucking point of a tight end when you already had one that you literally signed to a deal to
Yep.
in Dawson Knox? So I'm not sure if they're gonna be running 2 tight end sets of Dawson Knox on the block, like what's going on there. But it says Kincaid is a highly productive tight end with exceptional quickness, route polish, and run out the catch ability. At Utah, he typically lined up flex in the slot. He's explosive, blah, blah, blah. Does he even block then?
No, I was about to say, I think
Yeah.
they're going to use him more like a wide receiver.
Okay, in the run game, he is more of a shield off blocker than a physical people mover. Overall, Kincaid is more explosive version of Zach Ertz coming out of college. So yeah, it seems like he's probably going to be like a slot receiver almost. Like a Mike
Yeah.
Gesicki.
A lot of people have
Just fucking
been
let him run and throw it.
a lot of people have been trying to compare him to Travis Kelce, which take that as it is, you know what I mean? But that's what I've been hearing.
Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see because, like I said, they already had Dawson Knox, so I'm wondering if Dawson Knox is gonna be playing the tight end role and he's gonna be more of like a wide receiver tight end kind of.
I think so.
Excuse me, but moving on, pick 26, Dallas Cowboys. They get Mazzie Smith, the defensive tackle from Michigan. Again, Craig, I have no idea who this guy is.
I don't know much about him either.
Like, I'm gonna try and find him if he's on here, but I have no idea who he is. Mazzie Smith, Mazzie Smith, Mazzie Smith. That's not him. That's not. There he is. He's number 41 here. He said he's a powerful defensive tackle with sneaky quickness. As a pass rusher, he's primarily a push the pocket player. If he doesn't win right away, he's going to collapse the pocket. He's dominant against the run, can sink his weight and hold up versus single blocks and double teams. As more team lines up with the fewer defenders in the box, players like Smith will be on the be in demand. I mean, they got what's his name?
They needed help stopping the run. I know that for sure.
What's that guy's name? The linebacker, defensive end?
Micah Parsons.
Yes. So with Michael Parsons probably taking on double teams and stuff, like you said, he's gonna be helping for the run mostly, but again, as a pass rusher, he probably should be able to get some nice looks as well, right?
Yeah.
So like we said, Jacksonville moved all the way from 24 to 27, so they end up getting Anton Harrison, the offensive tackle from Oklahoma. Again, don't know much about him, but I'm assuming with the loss of their tackles already that they are looking to replace them, right?
Yeah.
So
Especially too, because they don't know if what's his name's going to get suspended or not. Who is it? Cam Robinson.
oh yeah, I think it's if he when he gets suspended,
Yeah.
basically, not if. Moving on, pick 28, we have Cincinnati Bengals, Miles Murphy, the edge from Clemson. Again, another guy I don't know much about, but
He was projected
Crazy.
higher. He fell towards the end, but I think this is a good value pick for them.
yeah, just basically building up their defense. The Saints, New Orleans Saints, they get Brian Breesy, defensive tackle from Clemson. This was what is that? San Francisco to Miami to Denver to
Yeah.
the Saints. That pick went all around the board.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. The Saints are pretty much what in cap hell
Yeah.
for the next few years, millennia, whatever. I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. The Eagles pick 30. They get Nolan Smith, another player from
Another
Georgia. He's an
steal.
edge, but I want to say he's like a linebacker edge.
I think so. I think he's an edge guy. He's just one of those smaller ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so should be a good pick. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
They're
And
saying
then the round out,
his comp is Hassan Reddick, which, if that's the case,
already
he's going to
have.
be playing with Hassan Reddick, so he'll be learning from him. I think it's a really good pick.
we just had a comment here. T. Burt said he's daddy as fuck.
Fucking Trenton.
So, with the last pick in the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs. Jesus Christ, almost pulled that up. Kansas City Chiefs get. You're doing this to me, Craig. I gotta read this.
I can't
Felix,
talk, brother. And dude,
Felix
and
Dulike and Zuma. I don't know.
Uzama. That's close enough.
Zuma. The edge from Kansas State. A lot of people were saying that there was supposed to be a lot of well, apparently there's a lot of calls for trade-ins from the back of the first round for
Yeah.
Will Levis, right?
Yeah.
But apparently people are saying like Kansas City wasn't going to trade up because it was in Kansas City, so therefore they drafted a guy from Kansas City. So
Gotcha.
who knows? But we'll see how that works out for Kansas City.
Are we want to do the second round, or we want to just go through and highlight any picks we like in the second round?
How long have we been going for? Let's see.
An hour.
Going for an hour? Yeah, we can do the second round. I think the second round, and then that's it.
Okay.
Because after that, even most of these guys here, I
don't know if we need to
you know
go
what I
through
mean?
and give the eval for every player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can just go through. But the Steelers, this was one a lot of people I feel like predicted.
I expected
Joey
it at
Porter Jr.
17, not 32.
Yeah, a lot of people expected him to go in the first. He ends up sliding all the way to the second. Basically, they get him in the first, essentially, because it is pick 32, if you want to be technical, but
Yeah.
it is a second round pick. They get him a cornerback. He's from Penn State. Like we talked about, we even predicted this as well in our own mock drafts. But again, at 17, though, his dad was a Steeler. His dad was a Dolphin. He ends up now going to the Steelers. So there you go. Tennessee Titans, they decide to roll for the future. They're drafting Will Levis, a quarterback from Kentucky. Looks like they also traded up to get this pick as well, right?
I think 3 trades happened before the draft even started for the second round. The Titans traded up, the Lions traded up, and the Raiders traded up.
Okay, so the Titans did trade up with the Cardinals. They got a second, the third. They ended up giving up a third, a second, and a third. So pretty costly to get your quarterback, but hey, if it works out, it works out.
Yeah.
They were saying too that this works out better for Will Levis because he doesn't have the option of the 5th year, so he's gonna be in the same boat, or could be in the same boat, I should say, as Jalen Hurts, where if he plays good, he's gonna get fucking paid pretty quickly. So we'll have to see how that works out. Jesus. We'll have to see how that works out. I'm assuming he might be riding the pine this year with Ryan Tannehill. Maybe they keep him, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. Detroit Lions, they try to replace TJ Hawkinson with Sam Laporta, tight end from Iowa.
Which is crazy with Michael Mayer on the board, but whatever, dude. Like, the Lions are fucking stupid this year.
Jesus, let them know how you really feel. The Las Vegas Raiders, they end up drafting Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame. They are trying to replace
Darren Waller.
Yeah, Darren Waller. They traded him to the Giants. So the Los Angeles Rams, they draft Steve Avila, the center. Yeah, center from TCU. I mean, the Rams have nobody, so. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's a guard. That's a guard. That's a G.
That's a G, brother.
Seattle. Yes. Well, sorry, I wasn't full screen. I'm full screen. So, the Seattle Seahawks, they get Derek Hall, edge from Auburn. Again, just filling up that defense.
Another good pick
that
for them.
Offense should be nice. Number 7, number 38 overall. The Falcons, they get Matthew Bergeron, the offensive tackle from Syracuse.
Yep.
A lot of people had him, I feel like, in the first as well. Panthers, Jonathan Mingo, the wide receiver from Mississippi. A lot of people were hyping this one up. I saw the New Orleans Saints. They get Isaiah Foskey, the edge from Notre Dame.
Easy there.
What?
You said fuck ski.
Foskey.
It's
Isn't
close
that
enough.
it?
Yeah, you're good.
Arizona Cardinals, BJ Ojulari.
Yep.
Edge from LSU. Green Bay Packers. They end up getting Jordan Love some help. They get Luke Musgrave, tight end from Oregon State.
Packers took 2 tight ends and a wide receiver, I think, back to back to back.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. They're getting Jordan Love's help. The New York Jets, they end up drafting Joe Tittman. I love his hair. Center from Wisconsin. That guy looks like I seen him on
He looks like me.
Daniel Jeremiah's board, and I was like, this guy looks like he fucks. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Who's next? The Colts. Indianapolis Colts, they get Julius Brents, cornerback from Kansas State. Fuck if I know anything about him.
This is the
Detroit
fourth.
Lions.
This is the fourth pick the Lions made that actually was a good pick for once.
Detroit Lions, they get Brian Branch. I want to say he's a safety as well from
Yeah.
from Alabama. They have him listed as a cornerback, so I'm not sure if he's gonna play corner or safety, but yeah, not a bad pick there. New England Patriots, they get Keon White, the edge from Georgia Tech. Washington Commanders, they get Javarius Martin, the cornerback from Illinois.
Another cornerback.
That is true, actually. Yeah, they did go back-to-back corners.
I love this
Tampa
next
Bay
guy.
Buccaneers, they get Cody Mauch. Yeah, he looks like he has lots of hair too.
Yeah.
Jesus. Offensive tackle from North Dakota State. Jesus. The next pick here, Pittsburgh Steelers, they get Keanu Benton, defensive tackle from Wisconsin. Green Bay Packers, yeah, there you go. So they went tight end, wide receiver, like you said. They got Jaden Reed, wide receiver from Michigan State. So, like I said, trying to get help. The Miami Dolphins, my team, they get Cam Smith, cornerback from South Carolina. Is our first pick in the draft.
So, a couple days removed from the draft, Nick, how do you feel about this pick now? Still same thoughts?
I don't like it in the sense that like you miss out on some good players, I feel like, but I understand the pick in a sense that it is a very heavy quarterback conference and you're gonna need corners to defend them. You know what I mean?
Even corners in the slots and shit too, so
Yeah. So I mean it does make sense in that sense, but I still don't like agree with it, but I get it. Like I see the logic for it.
do you
Also,
have
too-
do you have a safety opening? Could you move one of the corners to safety?
Potentially,
Like
potentially.
Xavier Howard, maybe?
Potential.
Gotcha.
The thing is nobody knows what Vic Fangio wants to do. He's been hyping because he took a year off. He's been apparently hyping up that he has a new scheme that he wants to use.
Uh-oh.
So whether or not it's good or not will be seen. But this guy apparently sat like on his couch watching NFL and was drawing plays to stop the NFL basically, the modern NFL.
The fact that y'all went cornerback makes me think it's going to be like a dime nickel set or something.
Yeah, it must be some like
something with like
super
7
heavy-
cornerbacks on the field or something.
Yeah, because we now have Ramsey, Howard, Javon Holland, Cam Smith now, Brandon Jones. Like we have plenty of guys there. But at the same time too, I think like last year alone we had no cornerbacks because of injuries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe that too. But like I said, I don't hate it, or I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But I get the logic for it. So if this scheme is like super heavy, I guess that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But moving on, the Seattle Seahawks, they get Zach Charbonnet, running back from
Charbonnet?
UCLA. Charbonnet. Okay.
I hate this fucking pick, dude.
Why?
You know how I feel about Kenneth Walker.
Oh,
And
true.
then you get this guy in the second round. Like, what are we fucking doing? Like, I get it because they've been screwed by the running back position so much with injuries the past like 3-4 years. But at the same time, like, Kenneth Walker's a dog and I don't want him to lose touches. You know what I mean? Like, I
They
want
went
him
the same mindset the Dolphins did. We can't stay healthy in the cornerback room. We'll just draft another one.
I think so. But Seahawks, I mean, this is another good player. I don't know if they needed this player, but it's another good player, which, again, their draft was really good.
Yeah, I like it so far. The Bears, they get Jarvon Dexter Sr., defensive tackle from Florida. Looks like they even traded up to get him, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out. The Los Angeles Chargers, they get fucking hell. Tuli Tupuzutu.
It's close enough. We'll take it.
I don't know how to say that. He's an edge from USC. He's trying to help out that defense that couldn't stay healthy at all
Yep.
and couldn't stop nothing. Kansas City Chiefs, they end up getting Rashee Rice, wide receiver from SMU. Again, Mahomes needs a little bit of help at the wide receiver room, so hopefully that works out for them. Wait, who are we on? Oh, the Bears again. The Bears, they got Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback from, I think it's from Miami. Your mouse is in the way, but yeah,
Miami.
The Giants is a pick I fucking love. They got John Michael Schmitz, the center from Minnesota. A lot of people had him as the best center overall. They ended up getting him almost at the end of the second round
I
here.
tell you what, Giants had a really good draft too because they got Jalen Hyatt like super late because everybody
They
was
got him
passing on him.
in the third round pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to see how this works out for the Giants, but I like these picks that they made. Excuse me. Dallas Cowboys, they get Luke Schoonmaker, tight end from Michigan, trying to replace Dalton Schultz.
Yep.
Buffalo Bills, they get Osiris Torrance.
Yep.
The guard from Florida, they need a lot of help on their O-line. They need to try and protect Josh Allen now. Scroll down here. This is the last pick. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, here we go. So the Cincinnati Bengals, they get DJ Turner the second, cornerback from Michigan. Again, just trying to help out that defense. Jacksonville Jaguars, they get Brenton Strange, tight end from Penn State. This is an interesting one because their tight end right now, what's his name from the Giants?
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, he's on a 1-year deal basically. He's a franchise tagged him. So if he works out, then I'm assuming Evan Ingram will be gone after this year. If not, then he might stay. Never know. We'll have to see how that works out for that. Houston Texans, they get Juice Shrugs, center from Penn State. What a first name, Juice.
I've heard some good things about this guy.
We
traded up to pick him, by the way. So
wait, I do say that. Those are Jaguars. Jaguars, you and the Broncos traded up to get these guys here, the last three. So the Broncos end up getting Marvin Mims Jr. from wide receiver from Oklahoma. Again, that wide receiver was already pretty stacked.
Yeah.
A lot of mouths to feed, not good for fantasy.
Nope. And the quarterback's Russell Wilson, so. Shit.
I mean, I think at this point we can just go quickly through the picks here and just highlight the main ones. But
Eagles went back to back. This is a good pick, Sidney Brown, or safety replacement.
Drew Sanders. This is another guy that a lot of people were high on. I feel like. Hendon Hooker. A lot of people said he might even go in the first if he didn't tear his ACL.
Yeah.
The Lions end up getting him, the quarterback from Tennessee.
In the third. Good value.
Texans
Texans got Tank Dell. We got a wide receiver finally. That'll be good. He's a smaller guy, but he's fucking fast as hell.
The Giants end up getting Jalen Hyatt, the wide receiver from Tennessee. Again, a guy that literally owned Alabama this year alone.
Yeah.
Was carving them the fuck up.
That's a good value pick. Really good value pick. Also,
I think this guy's going to bring some much needed speed to the wide receiver room for them.
Also, this next pick, Cedric Tillman, was one of the top wide receivers in this class until he got hurt. So, again, another good value pick for Cleveland here.
A lot of Tennessee guys going in this round here. As you can see, the quarterback, the two wide receivers.
An edge.
Zach Harrison, the edge from Ohio State. Another good player I've heard about. Josh Downs, the wide receiver from North Carolina. I've heard a bit about him as well.
Y'all got
I think I've heard a bit about Yaya Diaby.
Yeah.
Devin A-Chain here. I haven't heard anything about him, but I started watching his film. Okay, this guy looks electric.
Does he?
He's like a 5'9" running back. But he hits the hole, it's gone. Every play, I'm watching his highlights. His highlights are literally hits the hole, touchdown. Hits the hole, touchdown. Dude, it's not like you're not even catching it.
Y'all easily have the fastest skill group in the NFL by far.
Might even be in NFL history, honestly.
This
probably. Guy ran a 4.32, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are expecting things from him. Like I said, I'm excited to see like what he can do in a screen game, little short passes and stuff, because this guy has fucking speed, man.
Yeah.
But another good running back here is Tank Bigsby. I've heard a bit
Jacksonville.
about him.
Yeah.
Trenton Smith, the linebacker from Clemson, I've heard a bit about as well for Ravens.
I think this is a replacement for Patrick Queen, who they declined the 5th-year option on today. Who is also, I've heard rumors of the Texans maybe going after him, so we'll see.
Not good.
This is a
Darnell
good
Washington.
pick. Oh yeah, Darnell too. Yeah.
Oh, Jordan Battle.
Yeah.
Darnell Washington was another good pick. He slid all the way to the 3rd round. A lot of people were set him to go early 2nd, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
I think there's concerns of his knee, I think it was.
I think
what I've seen.
They said something about finding fluid in his knees or something. So I think it's a medical concern, but either way, 4th round, I'll take a chance on him.
If I'm not mistaken, Craig, that name right there from the Washington looks very familiar. Like I feel like we drafted this guy in Madden.
We have
Ricky Stromberg,
Yeah.
center from Arkansas. Like I feel like that's a name I've seen. Also, too,
that one.
you know that name right there, Craig.
Yeah.
That was the fucking unit.
Yeah. That name was a dog.
That guy was like a defensive player of the year caliber like every fucking year.
49ers went kicker, dude.
Yeah, I see that 3rd round kicker.
Yeah. Which I don't know what that means for Zane Gonzalez. I don't know what's going on with that. They traded for Zane Gonzalez and then now they drafted a kicker. I don't know.
I'll never understand drafting a kicker in anything but the 6th or 7th round.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because I doubt anyone else has this guy on their fucking board. Like, that you need to pick him in the fucking 3rd.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think I know anyone else after this.
I don't know if you all go over it. Keely Ringo made it all the way to
Ringo,
the 4th round.
Yeah,
like
that's a big one.
that's a great pick for Philadelphia.
Again, another
value.
player from Georgia.
Yeah. Clark Phillips is a good value here too. He kind of slipped.
Oh, Dawan Jones. I feel like I've heard a little bit about him as well.
Yeah, that's a big ass O tackle. He's supposed to be pretty good. Rashawn Johnson could potentially be the RB1 in Chicago. This is a good pick. Who else? Stetson Bennett went to the Rams.
Yeah, I saw a funny joke too, Craig, about that. And he said, wow, he gets to play with his former Georgia teammate.
Yeah, he does. That's funny.
That dude is so fucking old.
So
Jesus.
old. Who else? Noah Sewell to the Bears linebacker, brother of Penei Sewell.
I was gonna say, is he the brother?
Yeah,
Or
he is.
related to him?
Antonio Johnson for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a good pick this late. Chase Brown. This is a good pick. Look out for that name in fantasy if Joe Mixon's gone. God, my voice is shot, dude.
I've heard of that guy too. Was it the Texans, the tight end, Tutu?
Oh,
Did you guys draft him?
yeah, the linebacker. Where'd he go? This guy,
He's like way down
Henry 202. This is a really good pick for the Texans. I love this pick so much because he's
I
gonna.
just remember seeing him at Alabama a few times
Yeah,
too.
this reminds me of like a Fred Warner pick. Like D'Amico's gonna turn him into Fred Warner. Watch. We'll see, but I like that pick a lot. Round 6.
I was gonna say I seen that guy's name on a Saturday a lot.
Yeah, this is a good pick. JL Skinner, he's a good safety. Kashawn Booty from LSU. Again, one of the top wide receivers, but was injured. So he slipped. This is a good pick.
We got a quarterback from Stanford there, Tanner McCree.
Going to the Eagles.
That's the pick they missed out on, Stetson Bennett, you know?
This is what I wanted to ask you about, Nick. Is he a wide receiver or a tight end? Because I've heard both.
Apparently he played wide receiver, but
Sort of a tight end
the
and a
Dolphins.
receiver's body.
Apparently he played tight end, but or wide receiver, but it was because he was like their best player.
Gotcha.
So what I've seen is that they announced him as a tight end.
Correct. Okay.
So I'm assuming he's gonna be playing tight end.
Texans, we got Jarrett Patterson. I like this pick too. We also got this guy, Xavier Hutchinson, who I think could be really good as well. I think the Texans had a really good draft. Dallas Cowboys got Deuce Vaughn, the 5'5" running back.
Jesus.
Zach Evans to the Rams. That could be a good pick to watch for fantasy. He's a running back as well. Let's see.
Last round.
Zach Kuntz to the Jets, tight end. That's a good pick. I've heard good things about him. Punter, that's a good pick. No, I'm just fucking with you.
The Vikings got another running back there, Dwayne McBride.
Yeah, I did
Whether
see
that
that.
means anything about what's his
Dalvin
name?
Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Voorhees, another guy I've heard about. The guard for where was it? The Ravens.
Where'd his name go? There it is. That's the guy that tore his ACL and then like broke the record for bench press in the combine with a torn ACL. Yeah.
Jesus. Unit.
He is. Seahawks got another running back, Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. Max Duggan went to the Chargers from TCU.
That's a late pick. Jesus.
Yeah. I think Texans got one more guy somewhere here, maybe. Oh, right there, Brandon Hill, safety. Yeah.
Excuse me. Wait, who's the last pick?
Mr. Irrelevant. Dejon Johnson.
Dejon? What is it? Defensive end.
Yep.
See if it makes a team for the Rams.
We'll see.
Alright. I think that's
yeah. That'll do it.
That's gonna do it here, right?
Sorry it wasn't more in depth, but I got no voice, so it is what it is. Real quick, Nick, who do you think the winner and the losers of the draft are? Give me 1 and 1.
Losers, Texans.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry, Lions.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are definitely the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Can't be argued with. And my winner is I'm gonna say the Texans. I like what they did.
I like it, yeah. I think there's quite a bit of winners.
Or the Seahawks.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seahawks, Texans. You could say the Eagles. Steelers did pretty well. I like the Giants picks too. But yeah, losers, Giants. Yeah. Probably fucking the Lions, yeah.
Also, too, shout out my Dolphins. They're losers for losing their first round pick.
That's funny.
Fucking
bums. All right, y'all. Nick, take us out of here.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's going to do it for us. Next week, we'll probably come back with a revised version of team rankings, I would say, right? Yeah. Probably, right?
Probably.
After that,
maybe some division winners.
Yeah, after that we're fucked. We have no more ideas. So give us some ideas. Let us know what you want to see. Like I said, every Monday around like Eastern time, like 1 to 4, we do our podcast somewhere around there in that time frame. So make sure you follow the Twitch channel. We do it live every Monday, like I said. Tuesdays it gets uploaded on YouTube, so subscribe to the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, you can come to the Twitch channel and come hang out with us live here too and ask us some questions. Oh, real quick, actually too, we had a comment from our last episode. Let me pull it up. I want to say it was
Was it Tyler? Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull up his comment. I just remembered it was something.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up real quick. Let me pause this. So his comment was, issue with the Lamar thing, because I'm totally with you. The Jets are not guaranteed the trade goes through. The Ravens easily can make a counter, and the Jets can't do anything. Then you're left with Wilson again. Rodgers won an MVP in 2021. It's hard to imagine the regression would be bad enough to have this trade blow up in our face. For sure it could happen, though. I was going to say real quick, like the whole Lamar thing, we said that it was a potential trade, not
Yeah.
them signing him.
Yeah.
But again, they probably would have denied it either way, but at least I would have tried it. But who knows if they don't try it? I don't know. That's all behind closed doors. But it was just our opinion on that. And again, with the regression thing, again, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does happen. But his last season wasn't the greatest. Maybe it's because he wasn't locked in. But I'm just saying, a 40-year-old quarterback, it's hard to imagine he goes back to MVP level caliber, you know?
Yeah, just because like we talked about, like that's typically when the drop off starts to happen. So we're literally just basing it on what's happened in the past, and not so much. You know what I mean? Like you can't predict the future.
100%. But like I said, he's 40 years old. I'm just expecting a drop off. I don't think he's going to be winning MVPs anymore, but I'm assuming he's going to be much better. Even if age 40, he's going to be better than what Zach Wilson is.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
which again is what the Jets need. But
Yeah.
that's going to do it for us. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Follow the Twitch channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Craig has it pulled up right there at the Blue 82 podcast. Episodes go up there every Tuesday. And have yourself a beautiful week.
Peace.